Hello friends, welcome to our mathematics program for grade 8. Today we are going to look at geometrical construction. Well, you have seen geometrical construction in grade 7. What did you learn in grade 7? We have seen together how to use geometrical instrument, how to construct a line segment, how to draw a line parallel to a given line, okay, and how to construct bisection of line and bisection of angle, right? Now, if this is not clear for you, go again through your notes, look at the video, and I'm sure that it will be okay. Right, this is what you have learned in grade 7. So, what are we going to see today? Well, today we're going to see how to construct equilateral and isosceles triangles. That's the first one. And we're going to construct a triangle given 3 sides known. Okay? To start with, let's see a bit about the geometrical instrument. Now, the first one is a ruler. You know what a ruler is. Now, a ruler is used to draw lines and measure distances. The second one, that's the set squares. They are used to draw parallel and perpendicular lines. Now, the pair of compasses, often called the compass, these are used to draw arcs and circle. And lastly, the protractor. The protractor is used to measure angles in degrees. That's right. So, these are the geometrical instrument. Now, we're going to see again some tips for using a pair of compasses. This is a recap of the last video. Now, why have we put that again? Because these tips are very important. Okay? Now, the first one is to ensure that the hinge at the top of your pair of compasses is tightened. Why? Why is it important? Else, your drawing will not be accurate. Secondly, you ensure that your pencil has a fine tip in order to draw thin lines. Remember, you're doing accurate construction, so the line that you draw should be thin. And then you ensure that the hold of the pencil is tightened so that it does not slip, of course. And always align the pencil with the compass needle. Now, let's start. So, you're asked to draw an equilateral triangle. Now, what do we mean by equilateral triangle? You know that, I know that you're expert in that. Now, equilateral triangle is a triangle where all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. I say it again, equilateral triangle, all the sides and all the angles are equal. Now, before you go in the construction, remember to always make a sketch. The sketch is very important, okay? Let's see an example. Draw an equilateral triangle ABC of length 20 centimeters. Right. So, what you will need is the pair of compasses, the ruler. As I said, we always start with a sketch. Here is the sketch. It's already done for you. It's triangle ABC of length 20. Remember, it is a sketch, so you don't need to actually here measure 20 centimeters. Only a sketch. Here you will construct the triangle. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, the first thing is you will draw a line segment AB of length 20. This is already done for you. And then what do we need to do? Remember, equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. Therefore, I need to draw a triangle with 20 centimeters with all the sides 20. How do we do it? Well, you use your ruler and you use your pair of compasses. you measure 20 centimeters. That's it, 20. And then remember, for the compass, you've got here the pointer and here the pencil, right? We are using a marker, but for you it will be a pencil. You put that pointer, okay, on A, okay, and then you draw an arc of 20 centimeters. Simple. Good? And then what do? Well, you keep that measurement. That's important. You keep it, and then you put the pointer on B, like this, and then you will draw another arc which will cut the first arc drawn. Okay? Right? Simple. I say it again. You take your pair of compasses, you measure 20 centimeters. You put the pointer on A, you draw an arc, you keep that measurement, put the pointer on B, draw another arc, and you've got a point of intersection. Now, this point of intersection is what? Well, you've got A, you've got B, so the point of intersection will be C. Okay? Are we done? No. Why? Because we need to construct the triangle. So, what do you need to do now? You take your ruler, you will join the points A to C, so the intersection to the point A, and then B to C. Remember, C is the point of intersection. That's it. So what do we have? We have a triangle. We know that this is 20. We know that this one is 20 centimeters. And here as well is 20 centimeters. Right? Just to be sure, you only have to measure it and you will see it's 20 centimeters. So we are okay with it. Right? Now remember, equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal, but all the angles are equal. Right? So, what do? Just for you to make sure that it is 60, right? So here it is, and from 0, that's 60 degrees. So we know that we have the three sides, 20 centimeters, and the angle is 60 degrees. Good? Right. So this is for equilateral triangle. Now we move to isosceles triangle. Okay, now what is an isosceles triangle? Well, an isosceles triangle is a triangle with two equal sides and two equal angles. I say it again, isosceles triangle, you have two sides which are equal and two angles which are equal. So let's take an example to show how to construct an isosceles triangle. Let's take an example on how to construct an isosceles triangle. Right, now draw an isosceles triangle ABC where AB is 25 centimeters, AC 30 centimeters, and BC 30 centimeters. Right, remember, isosceles triangle, the two sides are equal, right? So in this example, you've got AC, which is 30 centimeters, and BC, 30 centimeters. Now, how do we start? You always start with a sketch. Here's the sketch. AB 25, AC 30 centimeters, and BC 30 centimeters. Okay, how do we proceed? Now, the sketch is done. Secondly, what do you need to do? Well, you've got the line segment, you need to do it. A line segment AB of length 25 centimeters. Okay, now I need to construct AC, which is 30 centimeters. How do we do it? Always your pair of compasses and the ruler. What will you do? Well, you measure 30 centimeters So here is 30 centimeters. Okay? And then what do we need to do? Well, you put that pointer on, you decide either A or B, the choice is yours. So let's say that I want to start on A. You put the pointer on A, and then what do you need to do? Well, you will draw an arc, right, of 30 centimeters. And then, well, you keep that measurement. That's very important. If ever you don't keep it, you will need to measure again 30 centimeters, right? So now you put the pointer on B, and then you will draw another arc which will cut the first arc drawn. Okay? Right? And then what do you have? Well, we've got our point C. The point C is the intersection of these two arcs. Okay? Right. And then, are we done? Not yet. What do we need to do? You just need to join, okay, A to the intersection. That's it. And B to the intersection. Right. Over. Remember, this is 30 centimeters. Here it is 30 centimeters. So you can write 30 centimeters here and 30 centimeters here. Okay? Now, how will we know that this is really an isosceles triangle? Remember, isosceles, it means that the two sides and these two angles should be equal. Let's check it. Okay, here, what do we have? We've got an angle of 65 degrees. Let's check this one. And it's an angle of 65 degrees. So we know that our triangle is isosceles. Why? Because we have the two sides and the two angles which are equal. Okay? Now, what have we seen so far? We've seen how to construct equilateral and isosceles triangle. Remember, at first we said that we want to construct equilateral, isosceles, and any triangle with three sides known. So now we are going to see how to do it. Okay, construction of a triangle with three given sides. Let's take an example. Suppose that you want to construct a triangle ABC where AB is 18 centimeters, BC 25 centimeters, and AC 20 centimeters. The first thing that we can see is that the three sides are not equal. Okay, so it's not equilateral. Two sides are not equal, so it is not isosceles triangle. Okay, so we've got a triangle with three different sides. How do we do that? Well, first of all, we always start with a sketch. Here is the sketch. So AB 18, AC 25, and BC 20. Okay? Now, how do we start? Well, let's measure 18 centimeters and then you draw your line segment. This is simple. Okay? You just take your ruler, you measure 18 centimeters and you draw it. That's the first step. And then what do we need to do? Well, you've got 25 centimeters here, right? So how do we measure 25 centimeters? You take your pair of compasses, you take your ruler, and then you measure 25 centimeters. That's it. you've got 25 centimeters here. What do we do with that? Well, same thing. The pointer on A. You don't put the pointer on B. Why? Because BC is 20 centimeters. We want a side of 25 and it should be AC. So the pointer should be on A. And then you draw an arc of 25 centimeters. Simple, right? Next, what do we need to do now? Well, you've got 20 centimeters here. So, how do we do that? Well, you measure 20 centimeters. How do we do it? You know that now. Simple. Take your ruler, and that's 20 centimeters. And then what do we need to do? Well, pointer on B. And then what will you do? You will draw an arc that will cut the first arc drawn. Okay? I say it again. You take your pair of compasses, you measure 25 centimeters. Put the pointer on A, draw an arc of 25 centimeters. And then put the pointer on B, draw another arc of 20 centimeters. Okay? And then what do we need to do? Well, first of all, the point of intersection of the two arcs, that's what we call C. Okay? Because it's triangle ABC. And then you take your ruler, you will join A to C, and then you join B to C. That's it. So we have AC. Don't forget to label your triangle. That's 25 centimeters. And BC is 20 centimeters. Good? What do we have? A triangle of length 18 centimeters, 25 and 20 centimeters. Okay, so we have shown you how to construct equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, and a triangle given 3 sides known. Okay, now let's see the steps for the construction of an equilateral triangle. Remember, step 1, you always make a sketch of the triangle. Okay? Step 2, you will draw the line segment of length. Now, in our example, we had AD of length 20 centimeters. So, if in your exercise you've got PQ of length 10 centimeter, you will draw the line segment, okay, of the given length. And then measure 20 centimeter using your pair of compasses. It could be 10 centimeters, 16 centimeters, it depends. And then remember, you keep that measurement, you place the pointer on A and you will draw an arc. Good? When that's done, with the same measurement, you place the pointer on B and you will draw an arc that will cut the first arc drawn. And you will label it C. Now, C is the intersection of the two arcs. Okay? It's not always C. It could be L, it could be M, or any letter that's given in your exercise, of course. And then you will use your ruler to join the points A to C and B to C, and you will have an equilateral triangle of length. Here, in our example, it was 20 centimeters. It could be of any length. Okay? Now, but this is very important. You will note that all the 3 angles should always be equal to 60 degrees. Whatever the length of the triangle, the angles should always be equal to 60 degrees. Each angle is 60 degrees. So that's for equilateral triangle. Now let's see the steps for the construction of an isosceles triangle. Always start with a sketch. So make a sketch of the triangle. You will draw the line segment AB of length 25 centimeters. Now, this line segment, that's because in our example, it was AB of length 25 centimeters. But in your exercises, it will all depend on what is given to you. And then you will measure 30 centimeters using your pair of compasses. Okay, you will keep that measurement, place the pointer on A and draw an arc. And then, with the same measurement, you will place the pointer on B and draw another arc which should cut the first arc drawn. That's important. You don't just draw an arc anywhere. It should cut the first arc drawn. And then you label it C or P or Q depending on your exercise. Okay? Then you take your ruler to join the points A to C and B to C. For you, it will depend. We will thus have an isosceles triangle ABC. Okay? Always check whether you've got two angles which are equal. Okay? And that's it. Let's now see a few exercises for you to practice. You've got 5 questions over here. The first one is to construct an equilateral triangle of length 8 centimeters. Second, construct an equilateral triangle PQR of side 4 centimeters. Part 3, construct triangle ABC with AB equal to BC equal to AC, which is 3 centimeters. Now, it's just another way of saying what? Of saying that you've got an equilateral triangle. Question 4, construct triangle LMN with LM, which is 5 centimeters, LN 8 centimeters, and MN 8 centimeters. And question 5, construct an isosceles triangle PQR with PQ 4 centimeters, PR 6 centimeters, and QR 6 centimeters. Good. Let's see a few links now for you. So we have now reached the end of this first video on geometrical construction. Okay, we have seen together how to construct equilateral and isosceles triangle. We have also seen together how to construct a triangle given 3 different sides. We have given you a few exercises for you to practice. Okay, so go through your notes, work the examples, work the exercises found in your textbook, and you will be fine. So until we meet again, it's goodbye for now.